Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sip and Chat with the Relationship Flow crew. You are riding with D&D, Darrell and Doc tonight, and we plan to have a great discussion tonight. But first, how you doing, Darrell?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. How was your week?
The week was cool. Went by fast again. I mean, it seems like we're here already again. Like we just did the show like yesterday.
Right? It feels like that.
All right. How about you? How was your week?
It was okay. Yeah, it was all right. Nothing too heavy, which is, the best you can ask
Which,
for.
which, which is always good, right? It's always good.
Yes.
Like we made it.
Yes. Yes. That's how it feels on some Fridays. Not this one though. So
Not this
it
one.
wasn't
Not
one
this
of
one.
those weeks. Yeah, no, it wasn't one of those weeks where it's like, oh my gosh, finally. So I guess we'll get right into the topic.
Let's get into the topic.
Okay. So we are talking about letting go of a relationship that isn't there.
Okay.
So
Okay. Let's talk
uh,
about it.
okay. Now I know that we've all heard, not us, not you,
Not us. Not us. Not us.
not you, but we've heard about relationships where one person is like, this is done, and the other person is like, not yet. No, it's
Right.
not
Right.
over.
Right.
It's not over. So what do you do in those situations?
Run.
How do you get away when the person is holding so tight you can't run? They're saying, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to let this thing go.
Right.
How do you run?
Well, I think you have to make sure that you're done, right? You have to
Mm,
be secure in whatever answer you have. If you put it out there like, damn, I want to be with them, but I don't. If you don't want to be with them and you're sure, because you don't want to be, if you're half in, half out, that has you teetering back and forth.
mm,
And it becomes fickle. You're very fickle about your decision at that point. I can say absolutely, but if you're really definitive, like I'm done, then you have to make some decisions about how to leave, right? And
right.
and the first thing I think
Exactly.
you have to understand is that you're in control of what you do. You're in control of your
Mm-hmm.
space and your life. And just because the other person may want something or want you to be in something doesn't mean you have to be,
Right.
right? So you have to make that decision and say, look, if it's not for you, it's not for you.
Mm-hmm. And I think you made a good point. That back and forth where one week you breaking up and then the next week you deeply in love, that causes a lot of confusion. Even in your
Like,
own
damn.
mind.
Like, dang.
Yes, even in your own mind. Like, and that is one of the things I advise people, about saying it's over. You should not be saying that every single week.
Right.
You
It can't
shouldn't
be an
be
idle
saying it
threat.
until you are seriously ready for it to be over.
Right. Like I said, it can't be an idle threat. You can't use
Right.
that to invoke a response out of your partner. Like if you're
Mm-hmm.
saying that, that should mean you're out the door. I'm gone.
Right.
This is
Right.
it. I don't want to say it because I'm angry. I'm done. It's over. Because then it becomes something that it loses its value. Right. You
Exactly.
overused it. I don't respect it as you meaning it's over. I know you're saying this and you'll be back later on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's like threatening children.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I'm gonna
Right.
beat you, or I'm gonna punish you, or and you do nothing. After a while, everything that you say that you're gonna do, they know that you're not gonna do it, and like you said, it's an idle threat, and you're not respected.
Right. And that's why you can't do that. If you're going to go with I'm leaving, it should be I'm leaving. And it could be a conversation before, like if you're really upset, like hopefully you have some conversations to let the person know that whatever's going on, I don't feel the same or whatever it is. You have a
Mm-hmm.
conversation let them know I'm not happy or whatever the case may be. So I guess it shouldn't be, I don't think you should blind someone with, I'm just leaving out of the blue, right? It shouldn't be, I think that you should have, if I'm feeling some type of way, I should at least give you the opportunity to fix the problem.
It's over if you say I'm feeling some type of way.
Oh, right. I'm feeling some type of way. That's, you know what I mean?
No, I'm
That's how
going to
we
need
talk
you to be
without
a little
talking.
more emotionally intelligent.
Well, that's what I mean. We should be sitting down and you should be, whatever is going on, you should be able to tell them, like, look, this is what's going on. When this is happening, I'm not enjoying this. I'm not, the last couple of weeks, I have not been happy. And hopefully give them a chance. But at the end of the day, if you're done, you're done. Right?
Yes.
And you don't
but if you say you're done, you should be done.
100%. You can't be done today and start again tomorrow.
Right. So we were talking about some of the reasons that people stay in relationships where they kind of, I mean, most of the time you have the feeling that it's going down the drain and people choose to stay. So we had looked at a couple of categories, self-focused reasons,
right,
which are all the things that people say, well, I've been in this relationship for 10 years, so I'm not letting it go. I've been put so much into this. I got their teeth fixed. I'm not letting somebody else see their smile. You know?
Right. I done got her in shape and she ain't going out there and give it to nobody else. You know.
Or feeling like you don't have any other options.
Right. Or afraid that, now I've been with you 10 years. I got to date again. I don't even know what dating is. I don't know how to, I might as well just stay. Even though I'm happy, I can't see starting over, and living on my own. And that too, that codependence, like I'm used to you being here. Even though it's not good, I'm used to someone being in the house at night, even though we're not talking to each other and we haven't looked at each other in 3 months.
Yes.
But people get used to people. You're almost used to that person being there. You're conditioned to that person being there. So it's really difficult to see yourself outside of that situation, even though it's bad. So people stay.
Yes, and there's a level of comfort even in a bad relationship.
Right.
There's the level of comfort there because it's what you know.
Right.
Even if it's not a good, a good fit anymore.
I mean, it's better to be cheated on the one you're with than the one you're not.
I'm sorry, what?
But the one that I hear most of the time is that, I've put in so much time.
Right. And another big one will be the children. We stay for the children.
Yes.
Don't want to leave because of the children. I know it's not the best, but we want to have a happy family for them that's not really happy.
Right. Like the kids don't see you not talking to each other.
So y'all are going to have different rooms and everything, right? You going to walk right by mom and not say hi, huh? Yeah, this is helping me. I'm going to need therapy.
For sure, yes. People think that kids don't see how unhealthy the relationship is, but kids know.
Right. They
can see it. So I think a lot of times that staying together for the kids is just an excuse because good and well it's not for the kids. This is for you.
Right. And it goes back to the other things you said about, not wanting to be alone or I made this family and I'm not going to lose it. Those things come into play. But sometimes it can be financial, right? If one person is the breadwinner and I'm not that person, I'm potentially leaving the money.
Yes.
And that could be an issue too. Like I don't want to lose or have my lifestyle downgraded to leave, so I'll just stay. So I don't have to work or whatever case may be.
Or I don't have to get a smaller house or a less luxurious car. Those kinds of things. Yes, you get used to the things.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes. So we already started talking about the other focus kind of things. The kids. You say it's about the kids, but it's really about you. Um,
100%.
I've heard people say that their partner needs them.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
even though they feel like the relationship is done, they're staying out of almost
Obligation.
out of service.
Mm-hmm.
I have to help this person, and
Mm-hmm.
without me, this person won't, whatever. Wow, that's very
Right.
interesting.
Right. Right.
Very
And they
interesting.
don't even consider that the person probably could live on their own. They probably were living on their own before you.
Right. So
And
maybe is that just their way of, rationalizing staying in something that's definitely not good? Like, well, they need
I think so. So sometimes, because
me.
sometimes people genuinely think that the other person would just wither away without them.
Wow, that's amazing.
Uh-huh. Especially if they are the partner who kind of does everything.
Okay, I can see that then. Okay, right. Okay, okay,
But you know, in some of those situations, if you talk to the partner, they're like they're a control freak. They had took
right,
over
right.
everything. I can't do anything for myself.
I went to take a bath. I pulled a wash rag out, and she took it out of my hand to wash me up before I did it myself. I can't take it. I can't wash
Yes.
my bath. I can't take a bath for
Yes.
myself. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
gotcha.
Uh-huh. Yes. So they're saying the partner needs them, but they need to be needed.
Right, right. Wow, about this.
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm sure they could find somebody else that's willing to need them.
Right.
But again, you that's their comfort level.
Okay. Right.
Mhm.
So again, how do we get out of these things? You got this relationship. It's it's over in your mind, your heart. It's over. And now how do you get away? I say the first thing you do is
What?
cut off all sexual activity. Real, right? Got to cut off all. It's tough. Okay, definitely tough, but you have to stop that part. Okay, can't
Yes,
keep going
yes.
back to the well because that may spawn some feelings and give you that fake,
Uh-huh.
that fake we're together again for, however long, and then you're back to the reality of
Yeah,
what it is.
the I was going to say stupid, but one of the more unhealthy things that people
Right,
do is that breakup sex thing. That
right, right, right,
last
right, right,
time.
right,
We're gonna do it one last time before we end it.
right.
Like, does that really make a
Um,
lot of sense?
It does.
Does it? Why
I
do
feel like
you
it
need
does.
that last time? Why?
I mean, you're here. Hey, before you go, I know we said, but one more time for the room.
The one is either the one that asked or the one that's saying yes really believes that last time is going to turn into we back together.
Right. Okay.
Hmm.
It might. I don't know. I just want the last time because you're here. I don't know. I can't think past after this time. Whatever happens afterwards is okay, but I know right
Okay.
now.
That's why I recommend breakups be like a business meeting.
Okay.
You have it in a place where you're not going to be having sex afterwards.
That's tough. That's tough. I
Yes.
mean,
I mean, because if you're
there's always
there,
bathrooms.
you're there.
There's always
Right.
bathrooms.
Someplace where there's no bedroom. No. Someplace where there's no
I
bedroom
said
or bathroom. No.
yeah, listen. Hey, where there's a will, there's a way.
But if you're ready to go and it's done, why? Why do you need to have
Right,
sex
right.
again?
And it's tough because I think if you're still having sex, it's not, like you said, it's not all the way done. You're holding on to something and hoping that this action will lead to spawn maybe everything getting back on the road again, things
Mm-hmm.
being okay. And usually it's not. It's,
Mm-hmm.
that's
So
just
before
whack.
you go down that road, you have to really decide if it's over.
Right.
You have to decide if it's over before you start saying it's over.
Right. And that's the problem. Sometimes we say things without really meaning them. We have to mean what we say and say what we mean at this point. Because if it's over, then like I said, because that gets tough too if it's not over and you keep telling somebody it's over and it's not. First of all, how do you have anything where you don't trust what's going to happen from day to day? If that's
right.
continuing to say like, oh, it's over. I don't want to be with you. Oh, let's have sex. Okay, we're together for today. And then, later I don't want to be with you. Have sex. We're together for today. It becomes weird, And then now you guys are really stuck in a repetitive cycle that's going nowhere. Right? It's going nowhere.
And like you said, you can't trust what's going to happen.
Right.
I mean, when you think about it, it sounds like, kind of traumatizing to do that to someone.
Right. Well, to both of you, because you're both doing it, right? You both are engaging in this action that really it's going nowhere. You're really spinning your tires, right? And you're not going anywhere. So I think.
And
go
ahead. I was going to say, if you've ever been in love or, if you truly love someone and they told you it's over, you know how that feels. So why would you do that to somebody every other day? That heart dropping and all, all the physical sensations that come with being, told something very hurtful.
Well, I think it goes back to people just not knowing themselves, people not knowing how to be in a relationship, and definitely not knowing how to get out of a relationship, right? It's the communication is not there. We haven't learned how to be in a relationship. We're trying something and we're not sure how to get in it or get out of it. And that's what happens. And a lot of times this is why people you need to talk to somebody. A therapist or somebody sometimes helps these situations because they can maybe help you through your feelings and help you say, look, this is really not for you, right? What you're doing is not healthy, like you said, for you or the other person. It's definitely not healthy. So to be healthy, you definitely need to let this go. Because again, if not, you're constantly worrying about it, right? And you're constantly stressing about it. And that's not good, just health-wise, period.
Well, that's when they stop coming.
I'm going to come every time we say we do it.
You know what? I'm going to hurt you. That's when they stop coming to sessions.
Right.
That's when they stop coming to sessions.
Well, that's the tough part because they don't want to really deal with the reality of the situation. But we have to, you have to trust yourself.
Yes.
If yourself is saying, I'm done, I don't want to be a part of this, then you got to be like, okay, self, you're right. I care about us more than this person, and we just need to leave, right? Because again, leaving is the healthier thing for both of us, to be honest, at this point.
Yes. So, decide. Make sure you're done before you start throwing those words around. Then, get your support network. Get your support network around you.
See, but wait, let's talk about supports, everybody. Okay? Let's talk about support.
Let's talk about support.
Because a lot of times, we travel in these circles where we know no more than the person that's next to us. So you're getting the bad advice. Okay? If you can't, you got to watch your support. Know who you're dealing with, because they may either tell you to stay in something that's bad because they did, like, girl, you better, he's a good man. He got a good job. You better not walk away from that. And now you're like, you know what? Maybe I should stay. Maybe. And that's because your support, that's not really support, right? That's just your friends giving you their anecdotal advice, right? So you need to make sure you have strong, hey, Trish.
Hey, Trish. Happy Friday.
You might need to find someone that's maybe not in your circle. Like I said, that's why you might need someone that has no skin in the game, a therapist or something like that, that can help you. Just because someone's your friend doesn't mean they're the best support to give you advice. They may be able to help you pick up the pieces, but they may not be able to help you in these type of decisions.
Exactly. And especially if you've been telling them things along the way.
Right.
So they'll have their own opinions,
Right.
and it's not objective.
No.
So
And if they
you do have to be careful with that.
If they haven't had a man or he hasn't had a woman in 12 years, I don't know if you want to take their advice. Just saying. Just saying.
I mean, yeah, sometimes single friends want you to be single.
Right, because they don't know how to be in a relationship. So they're giving bad advice. You can tell because the proof's in the pudding. That's why you've been single forever. Nobody wants you.
Yeah, that's true, Darrell. Darrell's right. You got to be careful about
Right.
where you get your advice, for sure.
Right.
Mhm.
Gotta watch it.
Then when you end it.
Cut off all contact. You
Cut
understand
it.
me? All contact. Don't go get the shirt you left over there on purpose by mistake.
Right.
Oh, I left my I think I left a napkin
my
over there.
curlers.
Can I come get it?
Left my curlers.
Right. Did you see a napkin? I think I left a napkin over there. Or what?
That stick of gum in your nightstand.
Yeah,
That's mine.
Hey, I need to borrow your dryer. Can I come use your dryer? Because mine ain't drying as fast as yours does.
Yes.
Yes. You have to be strong and trust the process. Again, it's natural to want to go back to the situation because, especially depending on how long you've been in it, you're used to it.
Of course. Yes.
That's
very
terrible.
True. But it happens.
It does, and that's why you got to question your so-called friends then, because they're doing that. They're not really your friends. But yeah, so cut it off 100%. No phone calls. Listen, I hate people who hold on to their Facebooks or their Instagrams or their Snapchats so they can see what that person's doing. Listen, that's like, reanimizing everything. It's like giving yourself a little piece of the drug to get you to go back to your connection. You gotta cut it off. You can't play with the cocaine like I'm a crackhead. I'm just gonna look at the crack. No, that's gonna make you want the crack. Stop looking at the crack.
So yes, you don't. When you leave, take everything. Take everything that you want with you. That way you don't have to call to say you need something. You don't have to go back.
Right. And whatever's there, whatever you leave is left.
Your shower head is better than mine.
It wasn't the shower head they were talking about.
That's funny.
But that's tough because you might have to block the person, and I believe everything you need to make a plan, right?
Yes.
So what if they call? What am I going to do? This way you'll know what to do as soon as it happens. You can move it. Oh, we're going to DEFCON 6. They called, and that means block them. Don't answer the phone. Hang up as soon as you hear their voice. If they call from a blocked number, because people get slick. They'll call from a different number. Like, hey baby, hey, click. You can't say hello. Can't hang up. Just have a plan in place. If I see them in the mall, I'm gonna go the other way. Until you get over it. Because once you get over it, it's a little different. But if it's still in your system, that might enable you to go back to the situation. Because it gets tough, especially the first, it's lonely now. You don't have anybody now. You're used to cuddling with somebody, whatever the case may be. It's going to be tough in the beginning.
A restraining order.
Hey, listen. Whatever you need. Sometimes you do.
Right.
I said, stop coming to my job, and you're still here again. I don't want your flowers. And again, we can't accept any gifts.
Right.
And so it may get to the point where you may have to do that to protect both of you. Because if the person continues to send gifts, and if you're accepting them in their mind, especially the delusions of grandeur, they may believe that you're accepting them and you're accepting whatever comes with it. My advantage. You're accepting me with this gift. So you can't accept those gifts, no matter how extravagant they are, whatever they are. You can't accept it because it comes with a pound of flesh. Cut it off.
Cut it all the way off. And don't feel you have to rescue your partner. Because that, you know, if they're calling crying and or their car broke down or
Right. That's the
and
thing
I'm
right there.
sorry to say, even if one of their family members passes, you can't be running there. You can't be the one.
No,
You
just like
can't
I
be the
ain't kill him.
one.
Let me, I ain't
You
kill
know
him.
what? No, no. You don't want to be cruel either.
Can't take me to stick. Can't.
No.
But
No,
see,
but
if you're saying no, you can't take me to steak 48. That's way too many words that you said to them, right? You just got to ignore, right? Because if you're getting the point, even a response in a negative is still a response, right? If you're still no, I don't want to do that. You're still talking to them, right? So there's still a chance. You have to cut it off. You got again, if they can get you talking, that's the first step, right? I'm getting you talking. Oh no, I don't want to. And it's like, well, why don't you want to? Well, because now you're having a conversation. I'm good. I'm back in there. Yes. You know, so you got to cut off. Again, when I say cut off, you got to cut it all off. And it's better for you and that person because everything you give that person, again, that delusion, they're going to feed off anything you say. Even no, you can't take me to steak 48 means no, not tonight, but maybe tomorrow. Right. So again, you have to be careful. And like I said, just cut it off. Cold turkey. Leave it alone. We're going through it. Withdrawal.
You know, I was talking to a young lady, and I've seen this before, where the ex was calling saying he was going to hurt himself. And she would run. She would go over there every time he called. I'm gonna kill myself. She's booking over there because she's the only one that could stop this.
Right, the only one.
Like,
so listen,
no, call 911.
Right.
And the first time they show up at his house to take him to the hospital, he'll stop.
Right. Listen, I do things a little differently. I'm like, hey, do it. Hang up.
Go ahead, right?
Hey, do your thing. Good luck.
I dare you.
Hang up. Yeah, listen, good luck. Okay, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it anyway. I can't stop you from doing it. And I'm going to run over there and you're going to stab me too? No, thank you. You're already thinking crazy. I go over there, go in the house, you build the whole house up. We both gone. I'm good.
Right.
I'm definitely staying away from you if you're talking crazy. But again, please, you can use Doc Way, call the cops and send them over there and do a welfare check. And, you know, when he go for that hospital hold for 6 hours to see if he's okay, he'll probably never do it again, okay?
Yes. Never make that threat again.
Yeah, he never make it again. Because again, that's another way they use to control you. People can try to control you through those things. My car broke down. Someone died. I'm going to kill myself. Listen, I don't want to deal with anybody that's mentally unstable. So I'm glad I left. It doesn't work. Good luck.
But you're right. It plays on your sympathy, and you know, if you're an empathetic person, you don't want to see these bad things happening to someone you loved.
Right.
You know. So yeah, you know, sometimes you do fall into the trap.
Right. And what you said, love. It's okay to love someone and not be with them. I understand that.
Of course.
Right? It is definitely okay. I love you so much, but we're not good together. So I'm going to love you from afar. And with my new girlfriend, I'm going to love you while I love her. Thank you.
Yes, closing the door is hard. It's hard for some people. You say you're done forever, huh, Trish?
Yeah, and I think people may feel that, and we feel that way, but usually you always bounce back and find somebody else. I learned that you go find somebody else, right?
Of course.
So I think we do go through that feeling at one point, especially if that first real love, real love, that Mary J. You searched and you found it, and you found that real love. It's definitely difficult to deal with, but you usually know.
Once you hurt me, I'm good on you, right? It takes some people some time to get there, though.
It does, and it. Well, okay. So what if they hurt you by mistake? I mean, they didn't mean to. Does that mean they're going to? Like, it's crazy.
Some people have no tolerance at all.
Hey, hey, we can't be too far in any direction. We gotta be in the middle. Gotta be in the middle. No, but yes, I think that when someone, again, once you're done, you need to be done. Your done need to be done,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And you have to be sure. Don't say things unless you're positively sure this is what you want,
Mhm.
right?
And then once you get out, then you have to, fill the void, because all the time that you were spending with that person and all the things you were doing with them, then you need to do some other stuff.
Listen, I'm gonna fill the hell out of that void. No, that's not. Don't feel it that way.
No, don't feel it that way. Not the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else. No, we're not talking about that.
No, it's not. It's not the best way.
No.
It's not. It's
No.
not the best way.
And if you're the one who has been broken up with, you're gonna be the one who's gonna be feeling the most pain. So all of those reminders, you're gonna have to change them for yourself and turn them into good things. Like if you and that person went to the beach all the time, now you need to go to the beach with your girls or your boys and change the memories around those particular things so that you can enjoy those things again.
Hey, don't go to the beach with me talking about it's where we used to go. I can't believe we. Hey, don't. I'm leaving. Okay.
You're not gonna support your boy through that.
First of all, anybody doing that type of stuff, he's soft, and I'm not. No, I'm not. We're not friends anymore.
What?
We're not friends.
What?
Hey man, I can't believe she left me.
Darrell, no empathy for your boys. No.
He's soft. He's soft. Suck it up. You ain't supposed to be crying. Suck it up. Do some push-ups or something.
Walk it off.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, you try to help people as much as possible. You try. But I have my tolerance level too. You ain't gonna bring my night down. Hey, so it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. Yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to the club. I'll holler at you. Yeah, what I mean. He got to work through it. I'm gonna tell him to talk to somebody.
Okay, all right. That's good advice.
I'm not the one to help you through this.
That's good advice. You'll tell him to talk to someone that can actually help him through that.
Right. Yeah.
And won't tell him to walk it off. My
advice is gonna be bad. Yeah. Man up. You all right? Let's get back in the game. We'll get on it. Let's go out in the streets tonight. We're gonna be in the street. We outside. So that goes to show that's something else too. After you do leave the relationship, both people have to definitely know your value, right? Know your value in the sense that I made a decision. I'm gonna stick with my. I respect my decision, and I'm going to. This is what I decided. I'm not going to go against myself and go back.
Right.
My value is above. I got to keep my value up. To go back would actually devalue me because I know that's not for me. So you definitely have to know your worth, and at that point, really, put your foot down and say, no, I'm good.
I agree with that. One thing that when I was thinking about this topic was that whole idea of I don't want you, but I don't want anybody else to have you.
Right.
I always thought that was. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's weird because if I don't want you, I don't care who has you. To be honest.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we outside. There it is. Yeah, I don't care who has you once I don't want you. You know what I mean? I don't care who has you. Please somehow speak to you. So, someone take you. I could care less. I don't want you.
But a lot of people don't feel that way. And I was, people probably say men think like this more, but I've seen a lot of women who think this way as well.
So so they don't want them, but they would keep them around so nobody else would be with them. Now I've seen situations where maybe the girl broke up with the guy and he didn't break up with her. So he's like, you're talking to her. He's like, why are you talking to my girl? Like, I think you had a boyfriend. I don't. He ain't my boyfriend. Yes, I am. Wait a minute. I'm confused. Hey, you know what? Y'all figure it out. I'll holler at you. No, I've seen that happen.
Once you guys decide.
yeah. When you figure out what it really is, I don't know. Yeah, so I see that sometimes where guys will try to keep a girl that maybe doesn't want them anymore, where it's over for her, and she's told you it's over, and he will not accept it. He will not. That's where the restraining order is definitely needed. I need you to understand you can't be within 100 feet of me. You're going to jail.
I'm going to love you from this 100 feet.
Oh, yeah, please. Love me from down the street. Don't get near me. But yeah, I see that a lot, and that's that's really crazy. And I leave that alone because I don't mess with crazy. So, I feel bad for her. I have to give her a high five. Good luck. Not going to end well. You need help for real.
But yeah, if you don't want the person and the relationship is not good for you, why can't they just move on? You both need to move on.
Well, maybe that person is financially, taking care of everything. So I don't want you, but you can't. I need these trips. I need to be flued out. I can't on my budget. I can't do it. On your budget, I can. Yes, I need to be flued out. Like, you understand me? I definitely don't like you, but you ain't going nowhere. So I can see that happening in those type of circumstances, and that's terrible. And I wonder what the person who that's on the receiving end, like, how do you feel about yourself to let this happen?
Just, I'm just thinking about one situation in particular. The person knew, and she felt bad. She felt bad. She knew he didn't want her anymore.
Did she have like real low self-esteem or something? She have an eye in the middle of her forehead that nobody wanted?
I don't know what. Stop it.
Like, what allowed her to feel like it's crazy what people will accept.
And a lot of times, well, not a lot, but sometimes that comes in an abusive relationship too, where the person is, got you feeling so down on yourself and telling you stuff like, I don't want you. You just here for such and such. And you're not leaving because you believe it.
You. Right. Oh, so I know a girl like that where the dude is like, you're fat. You're fat, and nobody else will want you. I don't want you either. And she kind of stays because she feels like she has no other option. This is my option. Like, at least I don't know why you would stay when the person is, degrading you like that, talking to you like that. I don't understand that way of thinking, but it's something that she's not leaving, That's crazy.
So he's clearly telling her that he doesn't really care about her.
Absolutely.
But they're both in it.
Both in it, which is so confusing.
That's very confusing. And then, that opens the door, though, for him to do other things, like see other women and just be like, I told you, you fat, and I don't want to be bothered with you.
Right.
But we sleeping in the same bed.
Listen, you need to fight. Fight back, girl. You got to fight back, ladies.
Yes.
So it's weird because I think, like, the dude is in that case, I feel like he's manipulating her. I think he's getting some things out of that relationship, monetary type things, and maybe a home. I think to stay in. I think he wasn't staying anywhere before. So he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's putting her in a place where she doesn't feel good enough to say you need to leave or understand that she's really doing everything in a relationship. So I think he knows exactly what he's doing. You know what I mean? He's definitely allowing himself to be the little king of that castle through abusive language and things of that nature, and it's sad.
Yes, it's very sad, but it's very difficult to get out of a situation like that without support and building yourself up.
Right. And that's and it's weird because I'm now thinking about this relationship. It's like these people pull you away from everybody. They kind of start limiting your contact with friends. So you're not going to be able to get that girl, what's going on? That's not right. You're not getting that as much because that person is limiting your contact with other people. Pulling you away from your family and everything. So you're isolating. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. So if you have no one to counter all that negativity, it just starts to become a part of who you are. Because that's the only thing you're getting.
Right.
And that's the purpose. That's the purpose of pulling you away from everyone else and making you think that anything that somebody else says is wrong.
Slick. It's people. It's crazy people think that way and really use manipulation like that.
That's how pimps get girls.
I mean, yeah. I mean, do that? Yeah. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You do that?
Yeah,
Can't
they
believe
do
that. Oh, that's
yes,
crazy.
they do. And after beating you into submission, and then making you feel like trash, and but that they're the only people that care about you, even though you're trash.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they take your worth away from you, which allows them to control you and keep you there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, know your worth.
Yes.
Know your worth. You got to value yourself. Right. Value yourself. Then.
Yes, keeping her down so she never knows. That's right. Yes. From the inside out. Very true.
So and then I think, when you're out there, you have to understand you got to step up, be consistent, and understand there's going to be some pain to go through. It's not going to be easy, right? Especially leaving somebody, sometimes it's not easy. Even if it's a bad relationship, it's still, you were connected to it. So sometimes it's difficult to leave, even though you say, I want to leave. Just understand that it might be difficult. It's going to be painful.
Yes. Hey,
hey
user.
Fam. Who's that? We don't know who you are.
User.
We need names. Yeah. But yeah, so be ready for that pain and understand. That's what I said. You have to plan these things growing up.
That's Trish with the 0 tolerance policy.
Right. And again, you have to, whatever you adopt, you need to stick to it. Hey, Ruth.
Hey, Neil.
Hey, Neil.
We have to ignore him sometimes.
Oh man. Yeah, and people definitely I think we all need a mantra. Have a mantra about yourself and whatever it's going to be, and you stick to that. And if someone is not doing or treating you the way you want to be treated, you definitely tell them, hey, listen, I don't like the way you're treating me. Please don't treat me that way. They do it again. Then you got to be strong enough to say, this is not for me, and I'm going to go. The longer you allow these things to happen, it becomes more of a pattern, and it's harder to break. It's harder for you to break away from. So speak up. Communication is key, because sometimes people don't even know they're doing these things because they might have seen this is what they've seen growing up. They saw this growing up from their parents or their relationships they see, and they're just emulating something, and they think it's okay. And you telling them that this is not how I want to be treated. I don't care what your mom accepted, your dad accepted. I don't accept this. This could make the change in that person for the better. Right? You accepting is not going to help it. Don't accept anything that is not for you.
Right. And of course, when you try to set that boundary the first time, you're going to get some pushback. So expect that. But you have to stick to your boundaries, because when they become so porous, people will not respect them. Right. Because they'll say, all right, well, she'll accept this sometimes, but then she act like she won't accept it at other times. I'm going to keep trying it because that's what I like to do.
Right. Or now you're acting funny because for the first 2 months of 2 years of relationship, you didn't say nothing about this. Now you acting new. Why you acting new? It's not really you're acting new. You found your voice, but it's 2 years in the making. Now it's really difficult to break these habits. It's really difficult to break these habits. So in the beginning, again, this is why in the beginning you need to take time, talk to people, get to know them, and really tell people what you want in the beginning. And we say this all the time, in the beginning where there's no strings attached, tell people what you expect and how you want to be treated. Not just try to have fun in the beginning and if everything's fun, yay, we're bowling, yay, we're out picnicking, yay, and you're wasting your time. Tell people how you want as well as you're doing that. Build a healthy relationship with a strong base. And then this way the person knows how you want to be treated and they can say, well, they want to or they don't want to, and you can walk away early. where there's no
Right.
strings attached.
Yes.
Like, okay, it's
Yes.
not going to
Yes.
work. You know, we're just different.
Mhm.
Thanks a lot.
Right. So the more you find out in the beginning, the better.
Right.
The
Because it helps this.
better.
It helps these things.
Yes. Yes.
It helps
So
these
you
things.
should be asking a lot of questions.
Right.
Lots of questions.
And telling people a lot about what you need or want, right?
Yes.
Questions
Yes.
are good,
Yes.
but I need to let you know how I want to be treated. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And what I
Yes.
feel I need to be treated. And that's because sometimes, you know, that's the problem. We don't know how to treat each other because we're basically operating off what we think instead of you just telling us. You know,
Mhm.
or if I'm doing something you don't like, if you don't say anything, then you're really saying it's okay. You know, you not
Mhm.
addressing something and saying whatever it is okay.
Right. Right. Exactly. So what are some of the signs, Darrell, that it's over and that you need to be out?
Some of the signs. One
No
sign is
emotional connection.
she's not giving you sex anymore.
Oh wow. That would be the number one on a man's list.
Right. Like, hey, you going to sleep every night. Hey, what's up? I ain't had none in like 2 months. What's up? I'm just saying that's a big tell for me.
Okay, I see. We see. We see that's a big one for you.
Woo! This is crazy. I'm like, it's been 2 days. I can't believe it's been 14 hours since we had sex. Is something wrong?
Oh my God.
Everything okay?
It's over. It's over. I'm done.
Oh, I can't believe it's been 12 hours. I'm good. I can't do this. This is not gonna work for me.
I'm done.
I'm
It's
out.
over.
I'm out. I can't believe this. It's kind of. You can't even meet. You're not even trying to meet my needs. I mean, God.
So what about
what
the
else?
emotional connection?
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Right.
When you don't feel that emotional connection and you can't talk to your partner anymore,
right.
like you're holding back stuff. You're holding back what you really feel about things, what you really think about things. You're calling your mom or your best friend when something good happens to you. You know, that person is no longer the person that you go to.
Right. Where the
So you
communication
know
is not the
that's
same.
a problem.
Right. And the bigger problem is you can't ask, why are we not talking anymore?
Right.
You know, like nobody's really asking, hey, we're not really connecting and we're just going through the motions and we're letting it go further and further away. When it could have maybe been saved if you'd have said, hey, look, why are we not talking? And maybe we could have got to the bottom of whatever was going on at that time. Right. But what happens is since we don't communicate, we don't get to the bottom of it. It just becomes something that's not desirable to do anymore. Right. I don't want to do this anymore because it's been too much of, I've been talking to everybody else and I don't talk to you and we got further away. So we have to talk.
Yeah. Not caring what they do. Lack of communication, not caring what they do. Like,
wait.
You don't even ask questions anymore.
Oh.
You don't ask questions no more.
Oh.
Like, where's your partner? I don't know. They went to work this morning. Don't ask me. I don't know where they at, what they do.
Is that what we're supposed to do in relationships? We're supposed to ask what the other one's supposed to do? Oh, I gotta work. Let me write this one down. I gotta write this one down.
Not asking what they're doing, but there's just things you tell, If you're going out with your friends, you do let your partner know that. Like, hey, I'm going out tonight. Right?
Oh, I gotta check in. Let me write that down.
You know what?
I'm learning here. I learn on this show as well.
Listen.
Check in.
If you living with, what did Neil say? I know that's Neil. Get them hormones in check.
I'm learning. Listen, she got a notepad. I'm learning tonight. Check in. Ask them how their day was. I mean, I don't know why they can't just tell me how that day was. I don't know why I gotta ask. You can't tell me, but okay.
But I mean, if you're living together, are you just walking out the door and not saying anything?
I might say like, all right, I get up.
Okay. Let's see how far that gets you. I get up. Oh, really? Okay. When he come back here, them locks gonna be changed.
That's just rude. That's just rude. Okay, man. See, women are crazy. They're gonna change the locks because I want to go out. Jeez. And I guess I gotta be back before the sun comes up too.
Yes.
Yes, everything they do.
Yes.
God, why you gotta breathe like that? God.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You know that's a problem. If everything they do is annoying you, it's like, yeah. And if you and hopefully you would want to talk about that to kind of figure out what's going on. Like, why is that person breathing making you want to strangle him? Like, what is going on? There's usually something deeper happening.
Take one more breath. Take one more breath. I dare you. I dare you.
Right. Like, it shouldn't be like that.
No,
it should not be like that.
Especially if it wasn't that way in the beginning.
Right.
If it wasn't that way before and it became that way, then it's like, if you see a drastic change in things, you need to ask why. You don't just sit there and like, well, they're different. I don't know.
Right. If different. I can't breathe, we got to talk.
Yeah. Right. I can't talk if I can't breathe. So I don't know what I can do.
Yes. Yes.
Very interesting.
And it can't be all aggressive and confrontational communication. Like, that's a problem when everything you say sparks an argument. Mm-hmm. There's something that needs to be talked about.
Hey, what time are you coming home? What you mean what time I'm coming home? Wait a minute. I just asked. Wait a Don't be asking all them questions. What you talking about? Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. I scared myself just now. I scared myself just now. I was like, whoa, who said that? That was me. Okay, I'm sorry. Whoa.
And Darrell, here's one. So if you don't want to have sex, why? There's no appeal or physical intimacy.
I need to know why. Why don't you want to do
it? That's why. That's why.
That's why. Oh, that could be why?
That could be why.
Hey, you in the house.
I'm not as attracted to you anymore. Or you're not doing enough for me outside of the bedroom.
Dang, that's terrible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it could be and it could be a reason why they don't want to. And
yes.
And I'm like, I'm okay with that. Cause my side joint will. Good luck. I'm gonna go out.
Oh, here we go. Side joint comes up every Friday night, y'all. Every Friday night. Side joint on deck.
Ooh, listen. She said, if you won't do it, she will. Really?
This side joint that Darrell got, dude. I mean, she is amazing. I'm still trying to figure out why she not the main joint. She got so much going for her.
Hey, don't mess up a good thing. Don't mess up a good thing.
This side joint is the bomb.
No. Really, I'm just saying, I don't know. If you ain't getting it at home, what you gonna do?
Find out why. How about that?
No, that's what we should do, really. That's the right
answer. Is that
answer.
what they really should do, Darrell?
That's what they really should do.
What they really should do.
They should really do that.
There's some other ones that I saw. You don't trust them.
Okay.
That's a big one. That's a big one. If I can't trust you, we can't be together.
But I think how do you come to that? It doesn't really matter, but it would matter to me. How did you come to not trusting me? Right? Mm-hmm. Did I actually do something, or is this all made up in your mind? Is it every time I come home late? Oh, was you out there doing something? If I did something to earn that, that's a little different, right? Mm-hmm. And even within that, if I did something and we talked about it and we're moving past it, we can't keep revisiting every time if we're going to move past it, right? Because that means we haven't moved past it.
That's right.
I don't. If you don't trust them, I would need to know why, and not that that's going to make the person have to stay or leave, But
Right.
I'm like, sometimes I think that could be something that's manufactured, or it could be something within ourselves that makes us not trust someone. And that may be something
That's
you have to
true.
deal with from childhood or last relationships or
Mhm.
whatever the case may be.
Yes. It can develop that way, but it could also develop within a relationship if the
Right.
person hasn't been reliable, if they don't stick
Oh,
to their
right.
word,
Right.
even
Right.
though
Right.
it may
Okay.
not seem like a big deal to them. If you told
Right.
me that you were going to clean the gutters and you didn't, and this is on top of all the other stuff you
Mhm.
said you were going to do and you never did, yeah, and I can't trust your word.
Right. 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 Right.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's get to this next
Or,
one.
or as I've heard some women say, or no, I won't say some, just two recently,
Thank you. I was about to
say
say
that,
hello.
yeah, right, said that they don't trust their mates because they don't feel protected by them.
Well, tell them
Like
why they pick a weakling.
oh, they didn't seem like a weakling when they got together.
Mm. Well,
Yeah, yeah,
very interesting.
yeah, and not in the physical sense, like if somebody tried to rob them, but like they don't stand up for them against, maybe their family members, or if a stranger says something smart, they won't say anything.
Oh, she
And
wants somebody to get shot because they said something. Hey, you better keep walking. Girl, your butt is fat. He ain't lying, so keep walking.
oh,
You ain't gonna get me shot because you over here with them tight ass pants on. Your ass is fat. Okay, I agree. I agree with him. Walk faster. He's coming. Get in the car. Get in the car, girl.
Coming to bed after you go to sleep and out the bed before you wake up. Yeah.
Hey, did you sleep? I didn't feel you. Yeah, I got a nice sleep. Got up 10 minutes before you did.
Yeah, that is another sign. You don't even want to be laying next to them with their eyes open.
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Overlook what? What I missed?
I don't know.
There we go, Neil. That's what I'm talking about.
But okay, so we're here
Fantasizing.
fantasizing about others. This list is a list of things that I saw online.
Okay.
I don't really subscribe to the fantasizing about others one.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I don't know if that means it's over. Because
Right. I
I
don't
think
think
naturally, I think people may naturally see someone and like, oh, I would tear that up. If I had a chance.
Mhm.
Give me 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4. We're married, nigga. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean it's over. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because sometimes it attracts people. So some people may do that. So I don't know if that necessarily. Now I think if I'm Mr. Softy, I think that if the fantasizing is leading to you doing something, or becomes like if it's a girl at work or something, and you're kind of like, now you're talking to her and you're bringing her cookies, expecting cookies in return, that could be a problem.
That could definitely be a problem.
Right. That's why I see it being a problem. But just fantasizing, I don't really necessarily think that's a terrible thing.
No, I don't either. Not being supportive. And
now that I can see being a problem, because even if I don't like, I can support you. I can show up. I may not like what you're doing, but I can show up. I can help out. Now the different goals, I don't necessarily, because we can have different goals, right?
I agree with that.
We don't have to have the same goals. Our goals can be definitely different, but we should still show up for each other. So if you're doing something, even if I'm not really for it, because you're my woman, wife, whatever the case may be, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be there to support you because you're with me. Right now, if you're not doing that, then I would have a problem. Unless it was something that was really like something that you ethically you couldn't be around. I don't agree with something. I can understand that maybe. But anything other than that, I think we should definitely show up for each other. independently of anything else because you're there for that person. Just to show them
Yes.
support.
When I saw this, I was trying to think of different goals that would like potentially end a relationship. And the only thing I could think of is like living situation. Like if you want to live in one place and they want to live in another place and you just can't compromise. And
Okay.
even then, maybe it might not have to be over.
No, 'cause I think people are talking about doing long distance relationships. I mean, well, it depends because I'm not doing a long distance relationship, right? So that could be, and that's not really a goal, but that just would be more of a prerequisite. Like I know we're far apart, and that's not for me. I think I'm with people to see them. I want to see you as much as possible. I don't want to see you like every other week or something like that. That doesn't make sense. You might as well be pen pals for all that. So that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work for me. But yeah, I don't see what goals could really end a relationship because I think we both should have goals, and they're usually not aligned. They may not be aligned. Because
They
what I
may
want to
not
do.
be.
Now, maybe if continue to what it takes to do the goal. Say if I got to go to school. I was watching a show where you have to go to school for 4 years and you can't work, and because you can't work or something like that, and you're in California and I'm in New Jersey, that may be a problem. Because that means for the next 4 years, we're not really even in a relationship. I'm going to see you maybe holidays and maybe summers, and that might not be enough. So maybe something like that. But it'd be very difficult for goals. Goals is very difficult.
What about imagining a future together?
Why are you together?
Right. That was what came to my mind when I saw that. It's like,
that
why
doesn't
are
make
you
sense.
Together?
Yeah, that definitely is a deal breaker. Hey, I can't even see a future with you. But let's spend a couple of years together and waste our time. Doesn't make sense.
Right, yeah.
That's
yes,
silly.
I saw that one and I thought the exact same thing. Resigning from domestic duties.
Leave the plate in the microwave. Yeah, that would be a problem anyway. I need my plate on the table hot when I come in the door. Yes. So putting it in the microwave would have been a sign for me. Don't wait.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the microwave would have been a sign for me because my need to be when I'm pulling in the driveway, you should be having hot, steaming at the tape, and you're standing there waiting for me to sit down. No, I'm only kidding.
Man, is that something that the side joint does?
She has something else hot and ready when I come in the door. Just the way I like it.
Oh man, that was a good one.
Yes.
So there are so many reasons, as you can see, why people choose to stay in relationships that are apparently not working for them. Get your side joint to cook.
I ain't with her for a cooking. Anybody, wait, first of all, if you got a side joint, real talk, you're not going there because she's cooking. Hopefully you're not going there to eat. Like that, please. That's a waste of time. Like you only got so much time as it is. You going there and she's cooking, and you wasting a lot of time. That's gonna make it harder for you to get home because now you've been out 2 hours instead of 1 hour, and you got to figure out you couldn't been at the store that long. So listen, go do what you got to do and go home. Side joint is just to go do what you got to do and go home. Okay.
I forgot she can't cook.
I don't know if she got. Listen, I don't know if she got a kitchen. I ain't never been in it. Nobody going in their kitchen. You don't go to side joint house for a kitchen. I don't know what a living room look like.
That's also true that. And that is a reason why you should be letting go of a relationship with Darrell when he's going out to the side joint house. You should not be trying to stay and hold on.
Listen, it is true. When you know someone is a certain way and you're trying to change them, that's a problem. People do that all the time.
All the time.
And then you've been in a relationship with someone for 2 years that you know they're doing something. They say they're going to stop, but they're not. Yeah, you know, and I think so. It's weird because if you got a side joint, to be honest, if you're operating that way, why are you in a relationship? I never understand, to be honest, why someone would be in a relationship and have the joint on the side. I don't understand. I don't understand why she's on the side waiting. It's all weird to me. It doesn't make sense. So I don't think they might not be ready for a relationship anyway.
But they're the ones that always want to be in a relationship.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. They always want to be in a relationship and don't want to end one before starting another one.
Right.
And I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. We should probably have our own show, another show about that one. You know why people won't end relationships before they start another one.
Well, I think most relationships overlap. I mean, because like I said, when you're going through that phase where it's dwindling down, it's like we're not really communicating as much. We're not doing as much, and that's when you meet somebody else. So they kind of overlap. I always believe anybody I meet, you have somebody else. I don't believe you're clear and free. That's just me. And it's not that it's true. In my mind, I expect it to happen. So if it did happen or came up, oh, I was still talking to my ex, or yeah, okay, cool, I get it. I mean, people are people, but I think I give it a certain amount of time where it should kind of be just me. And because me dating is you date one person at a time. That's what I think. I can't date a whole bunch of people at a time. Hold on.
Greedy and got with their significant other for the wrong reasons. Yes. That is a factor. Lots of times. Yes, being greedy.
Being greedy and got with their significant other for the wrong reason. Or you could just be interviewing a lot of people. So your interviewing stage could be that too. I don't know. I don't know if you're greedy necessarily. You're trying different things out.
Yeah, but if you're telling someone that you're committed to them while you're still doing this, I think that's greedy.
Okay, so again, what does committed mean, right? You have to ask that question because I may be committed to you. I'm also committed to her, right? so I mean, you and I'm being serious. When people, and that's the problem. I think a lot of times we want to hear certain things, so we hear what we want to hear. When someone says something to you, you really need to ask, what does that mean?
Right. New stuff in the cart. They got really wrong. Yes.
Again, it may listen. When you go get a job, you interview for more than one job, right? You just go, look, I'm gonna go try to get this one job. No, you interview for a couple jobs. So just like you're interviewing for a position, I got a single position open, looking to fill it. I got some applicants that are applying, and I'm going to try them all out to see who gets the job. I think I roll. I'm just saying that could be one way of looking at it. Yeah, I mean, hey, women do the same thing. They date multiple men and get all the food, get their belly full every night of the week. So let's stop playing these games. Ain't no hungry, and not a hungry single woman out here. She getting dinners every night. So listen, and that's how she is interviewing her people, right? So we all have our strategies of doing whatever we do. But that's why I ask a person, like, well, what is dating to you? It's really simple. What is dating to you? If they feel like dating, you can date a whole bunch of people until you figure out, okay, you know what you're getting into. Either you can stay or you can leave. What does committed mean to me? Well, I'm committed to you. I'm trying to build with you. I want to be with you, but I'm also trying to be with her, and I'm committed to her as well. Like, you ask these questions. But if you ask, and hopefully people are honest, that's the problem. People lie so much. But if they honestly can tell you that I'm dealing with 3 or 4 people, then you can make a decision on what you want to do.
Right. Yes.
Right. It becomes a problem when people lie or they don't let you in on what's going on, and now you're in the dark about things and you're thinking something that's not true. But again, I think people just need to ask. Again, anytime you tell me anything, I'm asking, what does that mean? You know, if you want to be exclusive, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Right.
So you might want to be exclusive with me on Tuesdays, but exclusive with her on Wednesdays. Listen, I need to know what this means. And people laugh, but I'm serious because everybody has their meaning to things is so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
No, and again, we're not saying specifically either. I'm just talking from a male perspective, but I mean it could go either way. Right? Like I said, that's why women do things way, men do the things their way. But you just got to ask the question of how you're doing your thing. Your thing. How's your thing work? You know,
Right.
what does dating mean? That's a big thing because some people mean date just one person at a time. Means it don't mean. It does
And
need
if
to be a topic.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because you don't know what it
Yes,
means to
does.
that person. What I
That's
seen
right.
growing up, what commitment meant to me was maybe my dad had 3 or 4 women that he was committed to. So that makes me think that's what commitment is, right?
Right.
I'm committed to all of them. I love them all. I want to be with them all. I'm going to support them all. That could be logical for somebody. So for someone just to go off of what they feel it to be, and then now when that person you find that the person is committed to someone else and you're upset, well, that's because you didn't ask the right questions. Right? We have to ask these questions to protect ourselves because at the end of the day, you have to protect you.
Right. And if you ask the question and they lie, that's different.
Right. That's different. That's on them, right? Because you're trying to get the information. If they're lying about it, hopefully it comes out soon so you can get up out of there. So you can get away from them. But yeah, definitely ask what that means.
Yes.
Can you be
We
in
did
love
a
with more
whole
than one
show
person?
about that, right? Did we talk about that?
We did, and I don't know. It depends what you consider love. That's why it's subjective. Is what do you consider love? I can't tell you you can't be, because if you feel like you are, then that's what it is. Right. I can't tell you your love is wrong or how you love is wrong, because that's love to you. We can, we may not agree, but if they feel like they're loving the person, hey, and whoever they're with feel like they're being loved, what can I say?
Right.
No, we don't have to agree, not one bit, but people can love the way they love.
So yes, all of these things should be topics of conversation in a relationship.
Right.
That way if you and that person are on the same page.
Right. And I think if you have these great conversations in the beginning, when it comes to the time where things are not going well and you guys talked about it, I think it's more amicable when you split, because you're used to talking. I'm like, look, I do care about you and I know you care about me, but it's just not working. I feel the same way, hey, no hard feelings. All right. And you can split, and don't have to be, your windows getting busted and people stalking you and coming to your work and still trying to get you back. Because if you have a great foundation, I think things are easier either way. It's a lot easier. If you come in talking, you probably can leave talking, or you can continue the relationship talking. But communication, you got to communicate, and that's everything. You want to talk and ask questions and get to know your person for real, instead of, like I said, I think a lot of times we waste a lot of moments in the beginning off of just having
doing
fun.
Stuff, just doing
and stuff. Right, and we can have fun, but in that fun, you need to, if you're really dating with a purpose, or you're trying to have more from this, you need to ask some serious questions and let people know kind of what you expect from the beginning, right? And that helps out a lot, because when you see, like, stop falling in love with potential. Right. I think this person could be good. Well, talk to them. See, you can see they're right there. Ask them, what do they think a relationship is? What do you want for life? These things, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully people tell the truth, because people lie. Boy, they lie.
Oh, yes, they do.
Oh,
and also, being observant, because you learn a lot by learn a lot by what people don't say sometimes.
Absolutely.
How they're treating other people, how they talk about other people.
Right.
You learn a lot just from that. You can learn so much being in a restaurant with someone.
Absolutely.
How are they talking to the wait staff? How are they treating you, like, from the time you walk into the door?
Right.
These are things that a lot of times people don't pay attention to.
Right. Actions speak louder than words. Maybe, but when I say get the hell away from me, I'm pretty sure that speaks louder than my actions. No. But
you have to pay attention to both. You have to pay attention to both.
You definitely need to be an investigator when you're on these dates, and because you're just meeting someone, you don't know them. So this is a great time in the beginning to really try to see this person for who they are, right?
Yes. Yes.
How they treat their mama, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If they say I can't stand that B, you better be careful.
Strap up. It's gonna be a long ride.
Yes.
This is true. And so all these things. That's why when they're talking and they're telling stories and situations, things that happen to you, listen. And like I said, listen to what's really going on in the story and see how they handle that situation. Because I can tell you a lot. You know, I can definitely tell you a lot. And if somebody's getting mad on the first date, leave them alone. Like, God damn it, you brought me the wrong fucking soup. This goddamn soup is not the soup I wanted. Okay. Over soup, huh? Okay. I ain't coming back. I ain't never come back.
No. Block.
No. Yeah. Not for me.
Unless you like that kind of thing. You know, some people feed off of that kind of stuff.
Hey, if you like getting uppercuts and wheel kicks, go ahead. You know, I don't think we're gonna say no to that. We're gonna say no. I don't.
He cursed out the waiter for me.
Right. Yeah. Hey, listen. Stop watching Love and Hip Hop. Them shows have people's brains twisted. That's not good. Because when you bring the soup, it ain't hot. See what happens.
It's not gonna be the waiter, right?
It ain't gonna be the waiter. You understand me? And this is real rap because we ignore so many red flags in the beginning.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Right. Collecting data for talk about it. And that's what it is. And that's how we have to go into it. Because again, this is somebody that's going to be around you. This is somebody that's going, like I said, maybe have to protect you or whatever the case may be. And you want to make sure you're making the best decision for you. You know, and want to yield the best results and maybe you can be happy with. So you got to pay attention, especially in the beginning. You go in paying attention. Rhonda. Right. I'm not trying to. No, Rhonda. No, I'm not. I'm blocked. You're blocked, Rhonda. I can't. And too many times, and we say this. It seems like every show comes down to the same thing. Stop ignoring red flags in the beginning.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Talk to people in the beginning. Communicate as much as possible, and this way you'll see if there's really something that's even worth going on. Right. A lot of times in the first couple of dates, you can see this may not. We might as well stop. You have nothing, no skin in the game. You can walk away. But we continue to maybe go on the dates because you're free, or she's got a fat butt, or whatever it is. You have other reasons why you stay, and then you end up miserable or fighting later because you should have never been in that. So you wasted, a year or 6 months of your life for what? We gotta stop. We gotta stop having these 3-4 month relationships that fail, all the time. And it's okay to say, let me take a break and work on myself and see why I continue to pick either the same type of person. If you're picking everybody that's bad, I keep telling you that's your fault.
Right.
I'm sorry. People get upset when I say you're a bad picker. You don't pick anymore, right? Because if everybody's kind of, it's you. It's something wrong with whatever, your pheromones, whatever you're picking, is picking wrong.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Don't ignore and don't make excuses. Because if people are doing things like that on the first or second date when they're supposed to be on their best behavior, you know that it could potentially be a lot worse.
Oh no, it has to be a lot worse because they can't even hide it. You can't even hide it now. Like, it is seeping through, even though you're trying to be on your best behavior. It's coming out. You got to be like, this is crazy. Like I said, don't make excuses for it. And even for me as a guy, oh, she's so pretty, and we'll let the more beautiful girl is, the more we'll let slide. And we have to not do that, right? Don't do that because it's not agreed. Never trust a fat butt. As Bell Biz Bo said, never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is poison.
Wait a minute, man. Well, I've seen women say that, and it just sparked my memory. I think it was just yesterday, an article where the girl said, "I'm too pretty to get arrested," and she killed her
Right.
mother.
Ooh,
Like
ooh.
some women really think that, like but it's men's fault.
Right.
They
Right. Right.
think
Right.
that
Right.
their
Right.
beauty is gonna allow them to just do and say and be anything that they want.
Well, it does sometimes, right? Because again, you think about it, beauty gets them in places sometimes. Beauty gets them things sometimes. They get gifts. They get men, who try. So sometimes it gives them a false sense of security because they're like their beauty has opened a lot of doors for them. Their beauty. I'm just be honest. Beautiful people, they say, get more things, even
Yeah,
better
they do
jobs.
say
Like it's
that.
the thing. Yeah. So right. Sometimes beauty is a curse, and it works all the time. Who's that? Ruth? Is that you, Neil? I bet it does, girl. But it does. But that's why it gets you in trouble. And I think sometimes it's difficult dating, if they really feeling themselves because they really think, well, I'm not putting up with too much of anything because I can go get somebody else like this. So that doesn't even allow them to sometimes to be in anything because they're, I'm this and what? You didn't bring, my food ain't ready? I'm done. I'm getting somebody else. Let them know they're going to get old one day. Beauty only lasts so long.
Yeah, especially if you're looking for something long term. That wasn't Neil. See?
Oh, I don't know. I was saying because she's beautiful. I get it. I know she get things because she's beautiful, Neil. That's what I was saying. I see your workout videos. You doing your thing, girl. Watch her. You work out.
A chicken turned swan.
Hilarious. Well,
Funny.
spread your wings, girl. Spread your wings. You're a swan now.
So not only should you pay attention to the red flags in the beginning, I mean, it's never too late to make changes once you're in it.
Right. Right.
You can't say, well, I've been letting him do this or her do this for so long, I can't say anything. No, you don't have to give up.
It's going
You
to be
can
tougher.
still
I'm
make
going to let you know.
changes.
It's going to be tougher.
Oh, hell yeah, it's going to be a whole lot tougher.
If you don't do it in the beginning,
tougher.
Yes. If you try to do things if you want something done, get that in the beginning. Let people know what you need. Because once you allow a person to do something, it becomes a habit, and it's tougher to break at that point. So it's better to have your voice in the beginning.
That's right. It becomes a pattern in your relationship, and whatever's happening becomes your role and their role.
Right.
In that relationship, and it makes it a lot more difficult to make changes. But changes can happen.
It can. Don't shy away from it because it's going to be tougher. You want to do the best thing for you and your relationship, and the best thing is to tell people how you feel. Right. Right. You got to. You need to, and I think a lot of times we don't, and that comes back to bite us in the end. Because even when you try to change it now, that change in a relationship feels so uncomfortable. It's going to come out in different ways because it's just weird now. I've been used to doing something a certain way. So again, don't sit in something and definitely speak up when you find your voice, but understand it's going to be tough, and don't give up at that point either.
Right.
And also remember, it may not change totally the way you want to as well, right? So sometimes we got to say if it doesn't change, well, how can it change? Like I was having a conversation today, and they were saying something about men throwing the clothes next to the hamper. Instead of throwing it in the hampers right there, they throw it right next to the hamper, right? But my thing was, you know what? You probably let this go for so long that this is what it is. But it might be better because, again, also you got to congratulate people when they do things a little bit, because maybe he was throwing the clothes in the hallway before on the couch. At least, you know what I mean? At least now he's throwing them on the side of the hamper. That's like, okay, you know what? They're here. I'll do the rest. Right. So you got to kind of congratulate people sometimes for meeting you halfway there. Sometimes we're not going to get everything. It's not going to be perfect. And we have to understand that. I mean, it's not a non-negotiable, then okay. Just kind of, trying to find ways to meet each other in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But remember, if it can't be worked out, and these are things that are, your deal breakers, then don't feel bad about leaving. And don't make anyone else make you feel bad about leaving.
Nope.
And don't stay because you feel like you don't have any other options.
Right.
Because there's always other options.
Plan. Right? Plan. If you really sit down and think about it, there's a way out of anything. Right? And it may not be what you want. It may be moving back to your mama house. It may be, I don't want to live with my mama, but you may have to regain your happiness, because where you're at, the happiness is not there anymore. Happiness don't live here no more. Right? So you have to do what you have to do, and sometimes step back to go forward. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. Okay.
Killed it again, Doc.
I think so. Any last words, Darrell?
Killed it again. Killed it again. That's my last word. Did it
Peace
again.
of mind is key. Yes.
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 It is.
Yes.
It is.
And you're in a situation where you are anxious all the time, depressed, you crying in your driveway before you go in the house, you avoiding your partner because you might kill them if you have to talk to them. These are all signs that it's over. It's over, and you need to make a plan so that you can get out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If there's no peace there, you don't need to be there.
Right. Get up out of there.
Go ahead, Darrell.
You're amazing as well.
Yes, you are amazing.
You are amazing. Round of applause for you, because you are amazing. I just say communicate. Everybody needs to communicate effectively to whomever you're speaking to. Tell people what you want. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to tell them what you want. That's it.
That's right. That's right. And tell them early.
Early.
Yes.
Got to tell them early.
And often.
Hey, remember I said I don't like this? I still don't like it.
That's right.
Do it again and I'm going to leave.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Neil.
Thank you, Neil.
And someone loves your sound effects. She says a deal breaker.
Round of applause for you too. Look at that. Look at that.
All right, guys. It has been an amazing discussion. I'm so glad so many people participated in the discussion. If you want to be on the panel, just let us know, and then you can talk live with us. If you have any subjects you think we should cover, let us know, and we will put them on the list to talk about. And for the replays, you can catch us on YouTube under Butterfly Love and Dr. Carissa's page on Facebook. I think I have to reconnect it, so we'll see if
we'll leave it up. We'll leave it in the link. We'll leave all the information.
Yes.
Yeah, we got you.
All right. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next Friday, guys.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Sleep well.